Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and it's Scrap Squad Sunday, and I'm doing today's load prompt as well. The load prompt, I'm stretching a little because I kind of had the photos and had pulled scraps out of my Scrap Backwards kit and kind of decided the layout I was going to make before I got the load prompt. And then it's one of those things where I'm going to try to twist the prompt to fit the layout instead of vice versa. So the prompt has to do with a time when you got credit for something and shouldn't have, or didn't get credit and should have. And I had a story I could have used about a time that I developed some software that got written up in a journal, and my team leader took the credit. But there's not much, it was over 50 years ago, and rather inconsequential in my life as it turned out. But so in this case, I'm going to put fake stitching, and I'm going to say that I'm getting credit, I'm taking credit for stitching on my layout, and it's actually a rub-on. So that's kind of my stretch there. The technique prompt, I forget what it was, but I'll figure out a way to make that work. If I'm finished the layout that I'm filming right now, and then I go back and check the prompts in my phone there and find that I didn't do whatever the technique prompt was, I'll go add it to the page. I honestly don't remember, because it was right after midnight when I read it last night, and that was like 12 hours ago. Anyway, this is the layout that we are scrap lifting this week at Scrap Squad. It's by Melanie Hyatt, and she is absolutely just a hilarious person and an amazing scrapper. This is a Halloween layout, of course, with photos of her dogs that are not in a festive trick-or-treat mood. She's really got like this 3 paper strips there, and the heavily matted and distressed photos, tab here, and then a hand-drawn tab there. And looks like maybe another little piece of paper here. There are tiny stars in the pattern maybe on this paper, and she carries them out to the background. She's got little stampings here and there. So I've got my strips of paper. I've got maybe some extra strips that I maybe don't need. So we'll see how that works out when we put it together. So I'm going to put this over where I can refer to it, and we'll do it a different way. I will put it here. I need a bigger desk. I think I need to go back to the dining room table. This is actually bigger than the dining room table. I just have so much stuff on it because I need it to be easy to read. So this is going to be one of my pieces of paper. And I can't tell you where this came from. It was it came from one of the Mind the Scrap kits in the summer. I've got this other one, and these colors were chosen based on the cute little dress that Ava is wearing, and you really almost can't see the colors. It's one that we got her, that her dad said he didn't think she'd wear, and when she got it, she wanted to wear it all the time. She just loved it. And these photos were, John and I were, we had, I hear something that sounds like Reese might be coming down the steps here. Maybe not. Anyway, John and I had taken her with us when we drove to Nashville to meet Katie and Barrett's other grandpa halfway when Katie, they had stayed with their mom in Kentucky. So we stopped to get something on the way, and she was just acting so cute in the restaurant. So we captured these little photos. I'm gonna do it this way. And I'm gonna put some foam back there. Get that. Kind of just place it across here. So the reason I had to do those is because I have 2 pieces of paper here, and I'm going to kind of curl these up a little bit more. This. Let's see if that works. What I want is for these to overlap enough that this goes. Well, do I want them to overlap enough that it goes to the outside? I'm thinking that finishing on the inside is going to be fine. So I'll do it so that it look, and I'll move it more over here so that I can have my I can have room to do my stamping over in here. Let's see if we do that, and then this goes down there, and I'm gonna add in this piece, which in her original overlaps that one, and then the piece that she doesn't have that I've kind of added in is this one. I thought just for fun I would make the little notebook end go up that way. Now let's see how this works out. Okay, I'm just gonna have to glue them down and commit. I'm having trouble getting them to slide under and over each other, so we're just gonna stop trying. I'm gonna do this. I really want to ruffle these guys up too. Okay, this goes here, and I'm just gonna, that's such a pretty wood grain. Let's see. I don't want there to be a gap here, so I'm gonna move it over a bit so that it hides that. And I guess this overlaps that. And I think I like it this way, under there. Oh, come on. And what I'm doing when I select my colored scraps is selecting patterns that are, different scales, different patterns, so that I don't have a lot of competing florals and dots and things like that. But in this case, I intentionally added, this was the first paper I selected because of the hot pink that's in that outfit. And then I was looking for something with teal because the sleeves are teal and brown striped. And then the skirt underneath this little ruffled bodice is brown with little flowers. And that's not a major part of the photo, not something you're gonna see. I had hoped I would have enough of this pink with green dot paper to use, but I didn't, so this worked out nicely. I picked this next because it's not a dot and it's such a contrast to this, but it does have the orange color that those dots are. It has that all through there, and there is a pink in there. Then this is that same orange, and this is that same orange. The original had brown, and I had this wood grain, which worked out nicely. So I think if I do this, that's gonna be perfect. Okay, and I've got a little bit of bolstering to do so that it sits flat. So I'm going to take a piece of foam tape and do that on the end here. But I don't want it too close to the end because I intend to put a tab there. I'm not going to be cool like Melanie and do a hand-drawn tab. I have selected some tabs. I have this one, which I thought might be kind of a surprise. It's the only floral that I have in the mix. And I thought it might be cute there, but I'm going to slide it under the pink there. I'm going to tape it together and use the whole thing. And then I'm going to insert it like so. Okay. And then I have a variety of things. I could go with the teal because of that teal. Oh, I like that. Okay. Problem solved. I'm going to put foam tape behind this one because this is standing up quite a lot. And I have, and I'm doing all of this before I do the stamping, and it's going to make doing the stamping a little bit harder, but I kind of need to know what the design looks like when it's all put together like this. What I did there, this met with that, and this is supported by the foam tape, and is close enough that it overlapped just enough that I was able to put a bead of glue there, and I've stabilized it. So my stabilization is done. Oh, I know what the technique prompt was, to use bling. It's based on Dolly Parton, and she's always perfectly made up and uses her bling. So my title is going to be Cheeky Monkey, and I thought I'd put it right here just above this, and then I can kind of have the embellishments, the stars kind of come out to points here, so I can kind of work them out to a point under here. So we'll see. But before we do that, and before we do any bling, or, well, let's do the embellishing. I had fussy cut this sunflower, and I was maybe going to use the sunflower here, but I have these other two flowers, and they're somewhat similar to the flowers that are on her clothes, but I really kind of didn't think that two of those kinds of flowers, they didn't go. So I think I'm going to use one flower there and one flower here. And again, I don't think I'm going to glue this down, but I want to use that camera there and this speech bubble. And then down here, I want this squirrel maybe right here, and the flower down here, and something right there. And I don't know what that something is going to be. Maybe the camera goes down here. These, the squirrel, the flowers, the speech bubble, and the camera are from two different sets of Paper Snips. And this was from Paper Snip 2. And that just doesn't go. I'll figure out something, and I'll worry about that later. Right now, I'm going to go for the stamping. So I'm not going to do as many little groups of stamping. And right now, I want to do my fake stitching. So let's see what we're going to do. How big a stitch? If I use that one right there, that'll traverse most of the layers there. Okay. The decision to do this stitching is why I didn't use any foam in separating these papers from each other. So the distressed edges kind of separate them from one another, but even that might not have been necessary because they're so different in color and pattern. I just did a Halloween layout yesterday that will come out on Halloween Day, and there the patterns and colors were similar enough that I debated, you know, how to separate them, but that wasn't a problem here. Okay, so where the stitching is, I'm going to reinforce the stick just as stitching would have held it down. I want to be sure the paper is held down. And I could do another bit of stitching down here, but I don't want to. I just kind of wanted that. I would have wanted matching stitching, but I don't have any. So since I don't have any, that kind of solved the problem. Let me do the words first. I've got this little, where I'm getting my phrases is from a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous mixed media stamp stencils. The stencils are stored in another place, but the little words and phrases are here. Let me see what these say. This says so happy, and it's the right size. And what does this one say? Life's journey has many paths. Okay. And then so happy and no regrets is the other one. Okay. I had stamped them as a guideline there. When I find phrase stamps that are missing from another set, I put them in here because this is where I go. The other one that I chose was Show the World Your Magic and Shine Like the Stars, which is appropriate because of the stars that we're going to be putting on here. So let me just ink this up. And I'm going to be adding groups of stars. So I want to put this phrase right here. Okay. And now I'm going to use, I need to put this where it will end up back in the package. So I'm going to put the package and it here in the drawer that's holding my other stuff. Little thing that says so happy. That would be good to stamp right there. And I think I can get it on there. Whoops. It's not sticking to the block. Why is that? It's just not sticking to the block. So what good is it? Let me try that and see if that'll stick it enough. I may mess this up. Oh, okay, it worked. It worked, it worked, it worked. Yay. Okay, let me put that right there. Hopefully it'll stick. And the other phrases are on here. This says Shine Like the Stars. And this is the one that I want right here, down in the corner. And I want it up high enough it's going to go like so. I want it up high enough that I can stamp one of these groups of either plus signs or the little stars. So let me see how big those are. The plus signs may be a little bit too blocky. Let's see. The stars are kind of cute, but they're kind of small. Here is a group of, it's asterisks. And it can go kind of like that. And so I can have this over there. That tells me my spacing. Oops, I need to have the words right side up. Ah, perfect. Now, I will move that over there, and I'm going to go ahead and do these little asterisks on there. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, there. And then I'm going to add in some tiny, tiny stars. Let me put that back over there so that I don't lose it. Just if I put some right there and right here and maybe right there. Let's see how that works out. I'm going to use this block because I can handle it a little bit better. Let's see. There. There. And I'm going to down there. And I can add in some other little things there. Okay, last phrase sticker is, let's see. I'm going to put this back here. And this is a set of stamps that came with a Tim Holtz, a little tiny Tim Holtz. It was in a set. It was a die cut roller that's like really small. And it made tags, and these were to put on the tags. Okay. Let's do the phrase. Show the world your magic. I think Ava has lots of magic, and I'm going to put this up here. And I'm going to add those same little stars in the Tim Holtz set. And I'm going to use them just by themselves. Like that. All right. So I've got those down. Now I'm going to randomly, well, with a purpose, let me put this back over here. I've got to keep things together. When I'm using so many different stamp sets and the like, it gets hard to keep track of them, and then really hard to put them away. Now, I want the title here, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to stamp a few stars in black. Well, actually, let me go. I'm going to stamp the first one's in Wild Honey because I think it's going to match that orange nicely. And then I'm going to do some in, oh my gosh, where is it? Peacock feathers. And then there's a pink. Picked raspberry or kitsch flamingo. I think I'm going to go with kitsch flamingo. I'm going to do the kitsch flamingo first because it's going to be, I think, the lightest color. So I'm going to do a few of these. Whoops. And that's okay because I can stamp another one up close to it. I just want to be sure that the space where that goes doesn't have any stamping. So I've done as many of those as I need to do. I'm going to do this one. Let me do this, turn it this way. It might be easier for me to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put this star right there. And this, I'll just let that be the edge of where the cheeky monkey goes. And we're okay with that. And so I've got another pink star there. And that's all the big pink stars I'm going to do. So now I'm going to go to the Wild Honey and do small stars, like right there and there. And I'm not getting a good solid image. Okay, kind of right out there. Now I know that I don't want any much higher than this gold, and I don't want it any, and the others have to come out. Well, I'm going to just leave it in there. Rather than trying to remember messages to myself, I will do that. Okay, and then let's go with an overlapping star there. I'll do one down here and one right there. Okay, now I'm going to go with the peacock feathers, and I'm going to kind of clean the gold off of that. I'm going to okay, and now the big ones. And don't worry where the image hasn't stamped fully. I've got other stars that I'm going to add to the mix. Okay, now I don't think I want any of those stamped in black. So I'm going to say that I'm finished. Both of these stars came from a Vicky Bouton set. I'm going to put those on top of the Distress Oxides, and hopefully I'll remember where those came from. Let me see. There's this little group of stars that are, oh, here's the Vicky Bouton set that those came from. It was from the Let's Wander collection. So I'm just going to put those over, gosh, I don't know where I'm putting things. I'm using too many things and I'm wanting to keep them separate so it's easier to put them away. I also have this set of stars, and I had thought I might use this line of 3 stars, but they're really too big. This is a Dina Wakley set. So I'm gonna use this. The last stamping I'm gonna do will be this. Let me use this block. I have too many blocks. Okay, and it's going to be in black. And I'm going to maybe kind of mix these in. I'll do one little set right there. And one little set right here. Maybe let's see, that's going to go there. A set here. And I'll do a set here that's going to kind of point out. And this little set right here, I'm going to maybe stamp twice, turn it over. Okay. And that's all the black stamping I'm going to do. I'm going to put the black ink away, and I put this together with this. These things will move off to another side of the table. Now we work with some small elements, and I've got some bling, some Bramble Fox stars. I've got this little word strip that was from from one of the Paper Snips. Let me put some foam behind it and put it, would it work there? I think I'm going to put it here, but you know I need to do the floral embellishments first. Let's get some foam tape for these, and I'm going to use the fairly wider, but not as thick tape here. And I'm going to keep this star handy because I'm going to use it. Okay, so I want this. Okay, here I want the baby squirrel there, and I use squirrels on all of Ava's pages because she used to be called Baby Squirrel, and she loved that name. And when I started adding ladybugs, and I had forgotten it actually, I started adding ladybugs to Katie's layouts and bees to Barrett's, she said, "What about a baby squirrel for mine?" She said, "Remember, you used to call me Baby Squirrel." So I think that enjoyed today is going to be my third element down here. So I'm not going to have to worry about finding something else. And I will overlap that with that. And then I can put enjoyed today like so. There we go. All right. And I'll curl those things when we've got it all done. Now, this arrangement, I'm going to start with the flower, and then I will tuck the, I'm just going to do it mirror image kind of style there. And I will do the speech bubble up here, and I will tuck the camera in. I think I'm going to do the speech bubble here. That might be precariously balanced there. And I'll join those three together. So the camera doesn't have to be on foam because it's supported by the foam the thickness of this. So there, and I love how the orange around the camera matches the orange around there, which is the same orange that's in that honey color, the wild honey color. Okay, that works out. I like that, actually. Okay, so I'm done with foam. So I can kind of attach that to something else for future use. And so now we plug in acrylic stars. These are Bramble Fox. Well, now let's do the title. This Cheeky Monkey title came with a kind of wild animal themed set. It was a full collection. I bought the full collection. I should have bought 3 full collections because there were some monkeys and some bananas and just this title and just the cutest things for scrapping kids and trips to the zoo and or crazy times at work or whatever. It was just the most inspired collection I'd ever seen. So there, and then I've got a navy blue one, which is apropos of nothing in this scene, but it's going to fill out this little area kind of heading that way. I've got a gray one I'm going to put over here in the midst of all that color, and then a white one that I'm actually going to put on this tab. I love these little doodlebug flowers. Just the cutest things. I've got these that when I punched out the notebook border, these were the leavings. And I love using these. And so I'm going to kind of add them around just in some places to add color. Like right there, and kind of overlapping the stamping, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to put this one right along here. And this one, ooh, this one would be cute right there. I don't ever like throwing these away, and at one point I had a whole drawer full of them. And now I need something right under there, so I'm going to add another one. And yeah, that one's kind of, you know, bent, and I don't mind that at all. That doesn't bother me in the least. I have some color matching and some color accenting enamel dots from just sets that I used almost all of. So let's see. Oh, why not just kind of put it right in there? That's the beauty of filling in gaps. You can kind of do it randomly. Some of these colors, like I said, match. Some of them are quote unquote accents. I'm just adding color and texture here. And this blue right there. And gosh, that's 4 sheets I've managed to kill, which is cool. I'm going to do one right there, just for the hell of it. And something right there. And then right here. And then I have a little tiny one. Okay. Now, I had pulled out, and I kind of hate that I didn't look at them. I had thought maybe these clusters wouldn't stand out enough, and because, you know, Melanie had the kind of big ghost and the big pumpkin here, and she had the little banners, and I was kind of looking for something that would give me that air of importance. So I was going to kind of see about building these clusters around in a frame, but I'm okay that I didn't. I'm now looking to see if there are any word phrases. Breathe life in. I like that. There's a geotag here, so I might use that where I journal about where we were. Let's see where I want to put breathe life in. Maybe just right there. Or I could do it right here. Nope, that kind of looks junky. And I like how that looks by itself. So, where do I put this? I think it would work here, and I like letting it kind of go. And I'm just going to kind of curl these up and bend them in, and I like breaking lines. That's kind of a concept, I'm sure, in the visual arts. I think I heard the concept first when doing some when there was an actual legitimate set designer doing some setup work for some show type thing we were doing in my sorority in college. And it was a way to line people and things up so that the audience would have a clearer or a more pleasing view. Can't put those away yet. Now, I have this bling. I have these stars. Let me see if I need to add a few gold stars in and around here. And I have silver ones too. So they're going to fill in these empty spots. Put that up close to the blue. There, and I'm going to do one right here. Okay, now let's do some silver. There's one that's here that I don't think has any stick left to it. I do not know where I got these stars. I am going to guess that they came in a Secret Not Secret Kit Club kit, or from Redefined Kreative in a class project kit. I don't think I remember. I don't remember buying them, but they seem like something Christina would have added to a kit, either a Secret Not Secret kit or a class kit for Redefined Kreative. Okay, so I've got all that built up. Now I'm going to add a few of these stars over here to kind of balance things. And then I'll add the bling, the little rhinestones there, and I'm going to add a gold one here. Kind of draws your eye over to that. I'm going to add one here, and then I'll do a silver one. Oops, I've messed that one up. I bent a point. You can't have a bent point. And I'm going to go here. And I'll add a gold one. Right there. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to add one or two here. I just love Melanie's style, and this is kind of my opportunity to channel my inner Melanie. I was so happy to see her page come up as our weekly lift. Okay, rhinestones it is for Dolly Parton and LOAD. And we're almost done. And a piece of silver glitter managed to get stuck under there. I don't suppose that's the worst thing in the world, but it won't come off the end of my tweezers, so that may be the worst thing in the world. Another piece of silver glitter. How did all that silver glitter get in there? I must have had some loose silver glitter in the area where I was storing these. So just a little bling. That bling is a little too close to the words. Just need to pull it down a bit. And more glitter there. This is that big chunky glitter that I had some for shaker boxes I put on Christmas cards one year. Talk about a mess. The whole idea was it seemed like a good idea at the time, kind of deal, that you come to that realization later that, nah, I should never have tried this unless I was a lot more experienced with. At the time, I was not experienced with making shaker boxes, and that almost kind of turned me sour on the whole idea. I've since made some that I liked, but it wasn't an easy thing. And so you'll see little bits of chunky glitter in association with the rhinestones on this page. And I'm not going to apologize for that. It's kind of, it is what it is at this point. Okay. I was hoping to kill this whole thing, but I believe we've got a little much, although the centers of these flowers might be pretty in bling, right? And let me just add some kind of up in the floral or the photo cluster and the floral clusters, and I can kill the whole thing. Don't have to worry about storing it or separating it from its glitter. Let's put it right there with breathe life in. So there we go. It's killed. And we have our finished blinged up page. So I thank you for watching, and happy Scrap Squad Sunday. And I'll see you tomorrow with Scrap Backwards Monday. And then Tuesday I'll have my load page, and the there's a hop for one of my favorite scrappers has reached 500 subbies, and we're celebrating her. So we'll have a hop on Tuesday, and I've done a Halloween page for that. So I'll be seeing you, and then November I'm going to get a lot quieter. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.